5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's life and such, guys?
A little bit ear piercing after Lars' mock-up intro that will be replaced by the real.
That was painful.
Yeah.
That was
His face is
horrible.
kidding me. That was beautiful.
But no, in all seriousness, how's everybody doing?
Doing good,
Doing
actually.
I'm doing absolutely terrible.
Sleep deprived.
I started, and it's
Yeah.
it's college.
How would you
What
say
else
that?
can I say?
How would you say that's going so far?
Okay, well, so far, one, I have Calc 2, so anyone who's had a sibling or haven't taken that class yourself, I'll put it this way: I know like legitly smart people, like really, really genius level people.
Yeah, I'm right
And
here.
They've
No. Insert
No.
quiet J from conversation here.
But yeah, basically, they've all failed this class, and I've heard that this is the worst math class. I mean, aside from taking like a math major and you have to do for all that stuff, the worst math class you can ever take. Calculus 3, Introduction to Linear Algebra, whatever. All those classes are great, and I mean they're not super easy, but they don't cost that much. But Calc 2 is the mother of all math classes.
Someone's
Is it
mic
the
is
mother of
farting.
making? Is it the mother of making static appear?
Yeah,
the dog
his
mother.
mic is like farting into the.
Kahi, do it. Mute real quick.
All right, let me see. Is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay. Let me fix it. Let me fix it.
Okay. But
There
no,
you go.
my life.
No, you didn't. There you didn't go.
Let me see.
Okay, you're good. So,
Yeah, myself.
Yeah. Well, my life's been going very well as of late. Cause, no. Last episode was my birthday episode, and since then my life has been a roller coaster ride of flavor.
Oh my Matt.
oh my god.
Okay.
That can be taken in so many ways. Way too many interpretations for that one. Okay, Missa.
Well,
Be lucky
it-
that you have that rule that I can't make explicit jokes.
Yes,
on here.
interpret that as being a reference to our past episode.
Uh,
Oh, you mean the past episodes that have been hosted by all guys? No girl, yeah. Okay.
oh, roller coaster ride of flavor, yo.
No, we need to get a new female host, don't we? Don't worry though, we have
Just
a
so you
guest
can
host
hit on
too.
her, huh?
We have a guest host that fills the spot right now.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I guess we may as well introduce ourselves again for like the. Wait a second, this is our 40th episode. Interesting.
Yep.
We're almost at
Okay,
50.
just called Star Girl.
Where's 12? I'm messing up.
I'm Varderan.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Venom.
And I'm Starparu.
Yeah, you were Starparu, our special guest for the day. Now, you're a very interesting character and different from our other special guests because you were one of the people in IBZP, our predecessor.
Yep, those are some good times, I guess.
Yeah. And you're joining us here from a very far away, distant place where there's like a battle going on in the background, causing you to have a very low quality mic because you're running around and you're talking into like a phone or something.
I guess that fits the kind of state he lives in. A
Yep.
far off place where battle is raging.
Be strong, be fast, invisible, be the weapon, save
And
New
oh
York.
my Matt,
Crisis
so be quiet.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Crisis 2. You are a fool.
But no. Yeah, so we may as well get things started off here. Just as a bit of a preface to our news segment, we've actually changed the way the news segment works. It's a pretty minor change, actually. Nothing really is different. Except rather than trying to fill time talking about BZ Power's nonsensical news, we're just going to highlight the interesting stuff that we know we're going to talk about that actually has merit. And then we're going to actually talk about stuff we're interested in that's not necessarily from BZP. And now this week it's only going to be like one thing, but who knows in the future it may be more than just one, piece of discussion. So without further ado,
so-
you're good to go.
Welcome to episode 40.
Oh yeah, I botched that terribly because I was thrown
Yep.
off by the guest. Welcome to episode 40. Without further ado, we'll just go ahead and start off with the news. So you're good to go.
In the news this week we have Mars Rover gets 10,000 votes on Cuusoo. Set review 6231 Speeda Demon. Set review 6866 Wolverine's Chopper Showdown. UCS Sandcrawler hits 10K. BioCraft Chronicles Minecraft Matanui Island Wallpapers. And Halo 4 Achievements OST and Armor.
And that's the news and commentary.
And that's the news and commentary!
Yeah.
Oh my man, no, we actually got good news.
Yep.
So first off, I'm gonna go down this list in chronological order. How about that there, Mars Rover?
I never bought
Don't
any
care.
of the other Mars rovers.
Don't care.
So I probably won't get this one. It's a nice idea, but it's like, nah, I'm not interested in it in the slightest, to be completely honest.
Yeah. Well,
So much failure.
okay then. How about that there, Speeda Demon?
Sucks. I hate him. He sucks. I hate him. Hate his level on the Let's Play too, on the breakout game, which you should totally go see because we have a Let's Play of it.
Yes.
And advertisement.
On our name and available channel with 2 U's, we have a Let's Play of Pyrofect
Yes.
Breakout.
I need to work on that one.
Yeah, name unavailable with 2 U's.
Yeah.
That's us, guys. Or you could just check our channel and then it's listed there and other channels, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. With the actual, going over the actual set though, I've said this since day one when I first saw the set. It's a good set. It's not worth $35, or as the article says, like $50 Canadian, which is like ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, they make more money, so.
that is very true. But even still, in the U.S., it's 35. I'm gonna pose all of you here a serious question. If you had to choose between Witch Doctor for 30 or Speeda Demon for 35,
Witch Doctor.
would you even consider the alternative?
No, I wouldn't.
Nope.
I would take Muakin Kenny Ra for 20.
Wow. I would,
Okay.
to be
Not gonna
completely
find
honest. Yeah. Sorry.
Come on, guys, you gotta think outside the box.
You know, if I was Canadian, I would go down to the USA and just have the biggest shopping spree ever. Anyway, random, but
If you were Canadian, Kenny and you and Kenny would be like hanging out.
I don't think Canada's that small, LJ.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Oh my
right?
God.
Hey? Okay.
You could go like
Anyhow.
sit down at Dairy Queen and ask him to give you like free ice cream, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But Keeney, it says it costs $5.
Okay. But,
I don't have $5 on me right now. I left it at home.
No, he gave it to me to buy Nui Rama.
Oh my.
yeah.
Anyway,
How about that there Wolverine's Chopper Showdown? Kai, I hear you actually have this. set.
Don't care.
yeah,
But
agree
it's
with
got
Mark.
okay. It has Deadpool, so this is why I
Don't
care.
care even more.
It's an,
Yeah.
okay. The helicopter, it's an okay set. It has some interesting thing I've never seen before. That's the top, like you can it's built in such a way that you can easily take it off and easily put it back on, and it won't like fall off or anything. But you could insert minifigures in there with ease. This is one of the banes of my existence as a kid. All this stuff would just fall off for helicopters. The minifigures are actually really great. Magneto, he's great, but he's like
Who cares?
kind of meh. Yeah. Wolverine, I like the hairpiece, and the claws, thankfully, are not like replacement for his minifigure hands, because that was the promotional image and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
So Wolverine's cool. And Deadpool is awesome. He's just he's Deadpool, right? He's the reason that you bought this set. If you did.
No, the reason I bought this set. Oh wait, I didn't.
The reason I bought Wolverine's Chopper Showdown was either for Wolverine or the Chopper.
Well, then you guys have no taste whatsoever. But in my
We
opinion,
do. They're called
Anyhow.
tongues.
Anyhow, I'm not gonna grace that with a response. We had Deadpool, and Deadpool has.
Kai, I'm
much
pretty
of-
sure you're allowed. Was a response, but whatever.
It was. The two katanas, they have this pack thing that fits in his back. I don't know if that's in his jugular or not. Or you can put two katanas into his back, like something that hangs onto his back. I'm not sure how to describe it. I'm doing really terrible today. But basically, it's cool. Like it's a.
They use that in Prince of Persia.
Oh, I didn't get any Prince of Persia sets, so I wouldn't know. I guess for $20, it's an okay set. I got it for the minifigures. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not sure about if you're like someone who wants pieces or sets. The helicopters. It's not bad, but it's not like something I'd really buy. Yeah, I guess for $20, it's better than the Lex Luthor Power Armor, which I also got. And that was, if it wasn't for the minifigures, I'd be very disappointed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it depends on what you want. If you are looking for Wolverine and Deadpool, which are not in any other Marvel set, which is kind of questionable, seeing as how they have the entire freaking license and they don't take advantage of the X-Men. Yeah, that's basically it. You can either buy this or not, and it's not for the minifigures, I'd say no.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
$20.
Thanks for your opinions and whatnot.
Yeah. I wrap it along opinion.
I think it's cool. I'm gonna go buy it right now.
Yeah. But yeah, moving on to the next bit of news, with this UCS Sandcrawler, I think that thing is massive. I think the likelihood of them producing a set that size that could actually do it justice is slim to none.
Yeah,
Probably.
I agree too. It's
Bad.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty amazing set, though.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's really expensive. See, I knew when I saw in Cuusoo, that it got approved, I was like, okay, there's no way they're going to be able to sell this thing and have it be, a justified price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure
Lego
they will.
has very interesting prices.
Nah, there's just way too many pieces, way too much intricateness of it to be a good price.
Well, I mean, they did the Star Destroyer, those giant Star Destroyers and the Death Star thing. They always have those collectible Star Wars sets that are really big.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, but wait, do they have intricate inside designs too and such? Because this one does. It looks like there's places that you can actually play inside of the thing.
I do know, I do know the later set. I honestly, I didn't pay attention when the other ones came out. I knew they did that really large Star Wars Star Destroyer set with it had Emperor Palpatine and all these people from the Clone Wars and stuff. It wasn't as big as the others, but it was pretty entertaining on the inside.
Huh. Okay then.
They're capable of doing this. It's just the price would be.
Yeah.
Would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Alright. The next bit of news is actually very interesting because it's us.
Yes! I was grinning when I saw this.
As you may or may not have
I
known,
wasn't.
because we've actually put a few videos up on our channel about this a while back, Kahi took up his own sub-project under BioCraft, and it Took him quite a while, but he did it. He pulled it off. And he basically created high-quality desktop wallpapers for special locations on Motunui, and that there will be 2 packs, and the first one's out. This is the one that's actually featured on the news.
Yeah.
And it contains all the Koros, the Kini Nui, the telescope, and then a shot of the whole island. Were there any more? Or did I name them all?
Yeah, that is all of them, actually.
Alright.
There's, I think the next the next pack of wallpapers should be released. I don't know, whenever I find the time to finish all the renders. My time is a lot more limited now because of this whole school thing. But on the bright side, iPhone and Android wallpapers will actually be they'll be released momentarily. I already have them all done. I just haven't really posted them yet. So by the time you listen to this episode, they should already be up. And I might release one new wallpaper that I rendered previously as sort of like a preview of the next pack. These ones aren't going to be like of a certain Koro or whatever. They're just going to be just scenery shots of Motunui, possibly some more of Takoro, because Takoro looks kind of epic with the whole lava thing, and that different. I think the whole thing will be about different shots in terms of time. Like some shots are going to be in the night, some shots are going to be in the day, some are going to be sunset, that sort of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, BZP featured us in the news, and they call us out as one of those projects that doesn't just die off. And for that,
Which is really cool.
For that, we have to be respected.
Yeah,
yes.
No, in their wording, I swear, I read this, and I was beaming when I read this.
Oh yeah.
People often dream up big projects, make promising starts, only to have their project put her out and die in a puff of smoke. Not so in this case, gentlemen, and you have to respect them for it. I swear, that was cool.
That was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
you
thank
owe
you,
it all
Busy
to me.
Power, for doing that. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
And the movie is still inbound. So.
Yes, and it will be done soon. For people who ask how I made those wallpapers, the world will never know.
Mm-hmm.
The Kai the Kai secret technique.
Yes.
Just, adds a little spice of kahi with a hint of nuva, and just kind of
5 minutes worth of Googling will get you your answer.
yeah.
Yeah, it will. It will. I guess no
Yeah,
one is smart enough to figure that out, but yeah.
Speaking of BioCraft, do we want to give anyone a status update or leave that to a separate video?
Leave it to a separate video.
Okay.
The odds of
Fine, then.
people watching a video are far more likely than the odds of people watching up to this specific moment and then saying, "Hey, look, our BioCraft update."
Fine then.
I thought that was pretty cool. Let's be on the news again.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So the next and final thing in our news for today, and I'm gonna talk for a bit about this, is Halo 4. Some interesting things happened this week with Halo 4. I figured this will be a reoccurring deal. Yeah, reoccurring topic, because probably every week I'll do a mini status update. Though this week info was actually pretty large. So the Halo Bulletin on Halo.xbox.com released a bunch of info about the game's soundtrack and the game's achievement list. Now, I have a question for anyone here. Has anyone here read the first Halo book? Well, not the first Halo book, but the first Halo book in the recent series called Primordium.
Nope.
Nope.
Vin? Okay. So,
Sorry.
because in this list of achievements, there's one achievement that's a spoiler, and Keeney pointed it out to me, but not if you don't read the books. So I'm just gonna skip over it for our fans, but I'll post a link. It's really not that huge of a spoiler, but still, it's a spoiler. Really, the achievements are just mundane stuff. They're complete mission 1, mission 2, completed on harder difficulties, completed on the hardest difficulty solo, completed co-op. But then there are a bunch of interesting achievements, and people say this achievement list looks really simple, and it kind of does, but at the same time I prefer that to having these achievements like Reach, where you had to do specific things in multiplayer matches that are insanely tricky to get the right map game type combination. to get the achievements. As someone posted on like NeoJaff or Gaff, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's tricky getting the reach achievements when getting into the right game type is an achievement upon itself. Especially considering their recent taking out of playlists. But yeah. It's just a lot of cool stuff. I'll post a full list. By no means am I gonna like read the whole list. But the Gravity Hammer is confirmed to be coming back from this list.
Woohoo!
But going along these lines, there will be no brutes in Halo 4. According to Frankie from 343.
Which begs the question as to how they're going to implement grav hammers or not.
Easy. The elites will carry them.
No, the grunts will carry them and they'll hit themselves.
Sounds pretty likely.
Yeah.
It might not even have any presence in campaign. It might just be multiplayer specific.
See, that's what I was thinking, but then I
good.
actually read the achievement, and it says in Mission 7 and solo. Wait, no, in Mission 8, kill 3 crawlers in one hit with the graph hammer.
Oh, well then I don't know.
The question's actually reversed. It could be campaign exclusive, but not be in multiplayer.
Well, I can't see that happening at all. So
I can.
I can't.
But yeah, the question that I want to see answered is, so there are no brutes, but there are brute weapons. Is this going to be like in Reach where they had literally like 2 brute weapons, or is it going to be like Halo 3 since it's a direct sequel where they have their full, repertoire of weaponry, including all their vehicles, all 2 of their vehicles?
Well, the only problem that we could like have at the moment for answering that question would be like we really don't know what is going on with the Covenant side at the moment.
Exactly.
We don't know if these are like refugees, if they're pirate Covenant, like or if this is just like the main branch of Covenant gone back.
Actually,
who knows?
yeah, we do.
They're
They're
that have read the books and looked at toy descriptions. We have an idea.
Oh, really? What is that?
They're
Then?
basically branches of the Covenant just breaking apart.
Don't necessarily like the alliance with humans.
Yeah, there you go. Kind of like heretics, but
Okay.
They're basically
so it's the Covenant branching out into factions.
They call the group that we're fighting, or at least one of them, is called the Storm Covenant, and they're like storm grunts and storm jackals.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hence the storm rifle.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right. We don't know what role did the brutes play in this, because
Yeah.
they're not in the game. But Frankie said the reason that the weapons are there is because of story details he can't talk about yet.
Yeah, because that in that case they could just own the brute weapons. They don't necessarily have to have brutes have brute weapons, but because I know originally the whole conspiracy that I had come up with or whatever was that they were Covenant that had gotten trapped on the planet long before, and so that's why their armor looks more older than regular Covenant armor.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. But
yeah,
really the
once the Covenant's pretty much done, you don't have the funding or the budget to get yourself some better armor,
Yeah, I guess so.
A few other things are confirmed in the list, like wraiths, even though we've already seen one. They're coming back. We already kind of knew that. Hunters are coming back. So yeah, that's cool. And then
kind of figured.
Yeah. In matchmaking, you can change your pose on your ID card, which means, the default pose in Reach, everyone's armor that was displayed in Reach, it was just a standard the standard pose with a DMR across your chest. You can now customize that, but to what degree, no one knows. And then other than that, that's all the interesting stuff in the achievement list. So yeah, challenges are coming back.
From what it looks like, it seems like you can just kind of turn them and move them a little bit or something, and have the camera kind of turn around them.
Someone suggested Connect functionality.
No.
My God.
For full pose customization.
That's stupid. There's no way you'd be able to get the models to work with that though.
Yeah.
And especially with all the custom armor and stuff.
Actually, no, I don't think it would be that hard.
I don't think it would be hard if it was just a default Spartan, but then they've got all the other armor. It would just be so time consuming to have to like remap all the armor to match with any possible dynamic that. Because I mean, I guess the way the models would work would be like they'd have a skeleton or whatever, and then they would work like regular models, so they would just match whatever you do. But I don't know. It seems like that'd be really hard to do with blah.
I think they'd be able to easily implement that.
And besides, if they were to do that, the competitive community would be like, "Oh, so we can't get spectator mode, but we can get stupid connect functionality."
Oh my god, I know, right?
Oh my god, I hate the the competitive community. Oh, we're gonna get some flaming.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Other than the achievement list, there was also the soundtrack, which is pretty interesting. The names of the songs are. Some people were like, "Oh, there's spoilers," but they're not really. They give like nothing away. And then one thing I really found interesting about the soundtrack was like they're releasing the normal soundtrack, then they're releasing like a remix disc, where they have all these different like electronic, dubstep people remix the songs and put them on like another separate album that they're selling. It's a pretty odd decision, but a couple of the tracks they posted sound cool. So whatever.
Yeah, so far I'm really liking the sound of Halo 4. It's kind of got like that classic sort of movie sound, but also kind of mixed in with like more like an electronic sound almost to it, which I think kind of fits the whole Requiem theme going on.
In the future, and yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It is kind of sad not hearing the original Halo theme, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well,
no more monks.
We'll live.
I want to hear more.
Anyway.
And then aside from that, the only other Halo 4 news we have is 3 pieces of armor. And I'll put like the pictures up on the screen, which I haven't done in a while. It's recruit armor, which no one really knows. It's very unclear. The current understanding is that armor, even though we've seen it in like numerous trailers or whatever, and it looks fairly default, is exclusive to the limited edition version of the game, which I hope is not the case, but probably won't matter to me because hopefully I'll get the limited edition. It's looking like I'm gonna use a variation on that armor for like my starter deal. I'm at least gonna probably use the helmet for a while until I get something better. But I quite enjoy the look of it. And then,
if there is anything better,
yeah. And then there's this Strider helmet, which looks like another pilot EVA style thing. And then there's the scanner helmet.
Oh my god, the scanner helmet's god awful.
I don't know what people are what they're thinking.
Well,
it's like
I like it if you could take the stupid scanner part off.
Yeah. It's a terrible design, and like especially in Halo 4, everything is very sleek and very curved. I don't know where someone thought, hey, let's shove a cassette player onto a helmet.
Like that's one of those like classic like 3D game things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a virtual reality helmet.
Like virtual reality things.
You plug the game into the front. Virtual boy.
Yeah.
Just.
It's a cool aesthetic. It's a cool idea, but it doesn't work as a regular helmet. I think if it was an attachment, it would be good. And it'd be great for Halo, but since Halo 4 doesn't have attachments, it's really ugly.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who thinks that it doesn't look like an actual attachment to help improve your sight? Like nothing out of it looks like this, like something see-through or something. It looks like there's a giant attachment onto the top of his head. It doesn't look like you can see through it. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I noticed that as well, and I was like, wow, stuff.
Yeah, a lot of helmets from Halo 4 are looking like that, actually, where they, like, how do they even see? It's weird. I don't see, one thing that I don't really understand about these helmets is some of them are really radically designed, because in Reach, everything basically had a very, like, limited like range of how far this goes out from the helmet and stuff like that. And now you've got like unicorn helmets and stuff, and I'm just wondering how this actually would work with like the hitbox on the head. Like, is this going to alter it? Now people are going to be able to see unicorn guy hiding behind cover because aren't sticking out. It's like it seems like some of these helmets are actually kind of game breaking. Not necessarily game breaking, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah, I get it.
it doesn't seem like it would help towards gameplay at all.
Yeah.
Will different helmets actually change will they change anything?
Yeah.
Aside from looks.
That's the big question. Because it seems like if you have a really large helmet, that something would change.
Yeah.
I can't see how they'd be able to have the hitboxes and then have like a unicorn helmet where it goes like a foot from where the rest of the head is and have that still work properly.
Yeah.
So somewhere something's gonna mess up.
Can't wait for Halo 5 and Halo 6. Woohoo.
Yeah. So someone was like posting on NeoGAF and they were like, Halo 6 featuring Uncaged remake.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And someone was like, I'm canceling my pre-order. Anyway. That's basically all for Halo 4. We'll probably have more news next week because, well, actually, a week from today, Halo 4 is going to be at PAX Prime. And the significance of that is it's going to be a newer build. And they're going to show off a new map, a new game type, and a few new videos. Probably one featuring the Covenant weapon showcase, like they did a few weeks ago. So time will tell. So anyway, with that being said, the news is over. Hooray!
Finally.
Okay, so we're now gonna move on to the segment we always do when we have a guest. Where they get to talk to Vin.
Wow, this is the first time I've actually been on a Talk to Vin episode.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This is gonna be interesting for you.
Remember, try and speak up as loud as you can, because you're quite faint. But anyway.
Alright.
You're faint.
Oh my god. we're good to go. Start.
Alright. 5, 4, 3. Okay, you know what? 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome to TTV Talk to Ven, and this is your host, Ven, and unfortunately, we have a guest today by the name of Starparu. Say hi, Star.
Hello, this is Starparu here.
I don't want to do this. Anyway. So Star, what you been up to lately?
Really? Not too much.
That sucks.
uh,
Are you serious?
You're supposed to answer the question.
Wait, what?
In a better way. Answer it in a better way. More details.
Yes. No. Be quiet, Var. This is my time to shine. Now answer the question in a better way with more details.
Oh, here you go, details. Alright, no, I really haven't been up to too much, just, enjoying summer and whatnot. I've actually really been trying to get back on an episode of this, so I'm really happy to be here.
I'm not. I don't like you.
Awesome, man, awesome.
I'm kidding. You're a pretty cool guy.
Thanks.
Cool to finally talk to you after all this time of unfortunately knowing you.
No, I think it's been, 3 years since I've been on an episode?
About.
Yeah. I mean, you used to be on IBZP, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I think, first, 4 or 5 episodes?
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
That
You
was
guys
it.
are terrible. Why would you fire him so early?
long
That's the reason.
story right there.
No problem.
Watch TTV episode before Hero Factory. There was Earth, and you'll get a hint. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't think they want to watch that one right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Is there anything that you've been working on, stories, or I don't know, whatever you'd like to do on BZP?
I actually wanted to write an epic. Which, would you like some plot information, or?
Yes. No. Yes, please.
Alright, no.
I would enjoy this.
Alright, I think I might have told you guys a little bit about this before, but, I'm thinking of doing, like, an Avenger-esque story about Bionicle characters based on you guys, basically.
Wait, hold up.
Basically,
But
he wants to make a Pandemic Panda epic where we're the Avengers.
wait a minute. Based on us, what do you mean by that? Who is actually in this story?
Like,
Let's see, it would be, Ven, Uvar,
Okay, whoa. Now, first off, you see, the name Var is actually copyrighted by Var Entertainment and Production Facts Facility in Idaho, and
Wow.
Really?
yeah, in Idaho. I was surprised too, but they were like, "Okay, Var, your name is just so awesome that we want to make sure that you own all rights to it." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I'm all for it." And they were like, "Okay, sure." So they offered me a deal of $5 million trillion, and I accepted. And I was like,
wait a second.
This is
Hold up.
totally-
Hold up.
No, I'm not
Like
done yet.
play.
Okay, so
Like play.
anyway, so my name belongs to me, and ironically, I actually don't have the say-so of whether you can use it or not. You're gonna have to talk to my lawyers about that. But
Oh, wow.
unfortunately, you're gonna have to pay a small fee of $5 million before you're allowed to use this. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to take me out of the story, buddy. Sorry. Not that I wouldn't
Okay.
be in it anyway.
and if you wish to
Varderan
use him in the
Entertainment
story, if
came
you wish
to
to use
you?
him in the
And like, I'm sort of getting this. Barter Entertainment, which had to become a company, so they already trademarked their name. They came to you and said that we'd like to trademark your name, even though they're already named Varderan Entertainment. How does this work?
Well, I was just so awesome. They were like, okay, dude, we have to make sure that we're named after you, even though we already have the name.
Yep.
Okay.
I
want
may be the CEO.
If you want to use him at all, or like basic character based on him at all, you have to have the prefix master right on it.
Master, okay.
So if you're gonna do that, it has to be Master Varderan.
Or Varlock, the internal god of all your souls.
Or you
Yep.
could like cop out and like
Sure.
change one letter in Varderan and like call him Barderan or something.
So Varderan is also copyrighted. In fact, so is every letter. in the
Smarteran.
alphabet.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to make a couple changes to that, but
I think you have to make a lot of changes. In fact, you might have to stop this story right now because I'm pretty sure that's copyrighted too. Yeah, actually, I think I copyrighted Pandemic too, so you're gonna have to stop that. In fact, all our claims belong to me. Everyone's name, Metal, you belong to me.
Really?
Venom, you belong to me. LG belong to me. And it's just-
Technically, I belong to Marvel.
Marvel belongs to me, and
Var, I legally wrestled
So,
all trademarks
yeah.
for you in a very long and drawn out court case a while back. You know.
yeah, you were my lawyer. You belong to me. So, I'm sorry, bro, but your whatever the heck you're writing, it's done. I'm sorry. In fact, I'm suing you for $5 million. Maybe tomorrow. You're going to jail.
okay.
The jail that I own.
I
You know
need a
what,
headset, so
I'm
I'm
actually
gonna.
gonna have to join VAR in this endeavor. I'm suing you for $3 million.
And
Okay.
I
Now,
also suing
now I'm just gonna sue me
I'm suing you twice. And
I'm gonna sue you for $1.10 million.
Oh my god.
it's heading for
1,100.
You're on the podcast. I'm sue you now.
All right, I'm suing all of you for taking my shtick here. All right. This.
I'm
is
suing
my
all of you for
territory.
taking over my segment.
It's like Apple and Samsung. How Apple gets everything.
It's like Apple and
Samsung
Samsung. Shut
gets
up,
absolutely nothing.
man. No one wants to hear you.
This was a hostile
wanna hear-
takeover of Talk to Vin. We now
Yeah.
return to our regularly scheduled program.
I have just one last thing to say since we've already covered all that. I can't even finish that sentence because otherwise I'd be breaking one of the rules involving swearing. So anyway, well, Star, I have one last question for you.
All right.
What are you gonna do next?
Well, I'm not really sure. Now
You
I can't.
suck, dude. Why do we even have you here?
On that note, I was also thinking of doing a comic series, but seeing as I'm probably going to get to that too.
Oh my God, no.
You see, comics are actually copyrighted by Varderan. So, yeah, you can't really do that either.
That's gonna be bad for our next segment.
Oh man, well,
Segue.
that's it. That I don't want to do this anymore. That's it. That's it.
Throw it on a
That's it.
segue
Off
once.
to
It's also
bed.
copyrighted by Varderan.
Shut up. Moving on.
Well said. Well said.
You're allowed to move on now. So
I'm sorry,
move on.
One is actually copyrighted by Varderan Entertainment
No.
Company.
Okay, well, we get it. We get it. Okay,
Yeah.
you own everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Not for long.
that was talk to Vin. That was very interesting. So, yes. Next up, we will go into our final segment of the show today. You know it, you love it. You don't know it, you hate it.
You're
Comic
funny.
Maker Spotlight.
You're funny.
I'm gonna have to request that you change the name of your segment because it's kind of copyrighted by my company and
Okay, Var. Okay.
you made something really close to me and I just...
Okay, here. I got it. Hello and welcome to the pixelated arrangement of panels segment. I'm your host LJ, and
It's also
I'm
actually copyrighted.
Oh, good grief. Good grief.
hello and welcome to my segment.
By LJ's segment, he actually means LJ's segment also currently co-owned by Varderan Entertainment Company Incorporated. So.
Okay, so we're gonna be looking at a comic series that a lot of people hate, and by hate I mean hate. And I'm gonna be looking over this comic series with Venom, Var, Kahi, and our guest host.
This
And
comic
pretty much-
series is not copyrighted by Varderan.
Yeah, because it
Because it
sucks.
sucks so bad.
It's not even a comic series.
Now,
It's not.
Now let's get right into it. This is How to Be a BioNICLE Journalist, period, by Tent163 Fantoka. A little bit of a recap on Tent163 Fantoka. He's been a member for approximately 4 years, got 909 posts, and he can't hold a comic series for over one comic to save his life. Let me tell you why. This guy has been plagued by what I like to call no good at making comic disease. When affected by no good at making comic disease, you normally can't hold a comic topic for more than a couple of days. The only reason it even lasts a couple of days is because people posting it hating it.
Or
Now-
defending it with their lives so that they can kiss up to the staff. Or try to look like a goody two shoes, or, just try to defend the guy because they feel like it's the good thing.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we're not going to name any Sarans here, but that's about it. So,
I wish to say
So, let's-
something.
shoot.
That's one stylish file name.
Introduction. Yeah, so, what is this? This is an epic. I'm sorry, I mean a comedy. I'm sorry, I mean a short story. Oh, wait. Hang on. It's in a PNG format. My apologies. Basically, this guy starts up a comic series, and it's called How to Be a Bionicle Journalist. And he says, "Welcome to my double space comic series. This is an attempt to investigate a journalism series. This will have techniques for Bionicle and BDP-related investigative journalism." And the entire comic, it is about 9 panels long, a little over 9 panels, and it's
By 9 panels.
literally there are no sprites in this comic. It's all text in panels.
There are no
Welcome.
images in this comic.
This,
Yeah.
it's not even just okay. This is an infomercial. Okay, it's not epic. It's not a short story. It's not a comedy. It's not even a story. Like it's an infomercial about his comic series
Yeah.
in text form,
Yeah.
in Comic
Now-
Sans.
All of this should go into the front post, not the PNG file. It should go in the front post, because this is what this goes into. You click this comic, and you're met by a bunch of black panels and white text. And it explains what this is. There's following
wait. Met by Black what?
panels. This comic is giving instructions on Bionicle-based investigative journalism. This is followed shortly by examples in comic form, which combine with others for different story arcs, combining different techniques. And then he has a separate panel in different orders. And then it goes on. If you don't understand, don't worry. It'll explain itself through the comics and the arrangement of the topic. I would like to ask the listeners who doesn't understand who doesn't understand what this comic series is about by hearing its name, How to Be a Bionicle Journalist. If you don't understand this, there's a problem.
I'm afraid I'm unclear as to what. I just messed up my wording. Granted, I am kind of unclear sometimes, but you get my point. I don't comprehend what's going on here.
I'm afraid you're pretty stupid. You have a severe case of stupiditis, and
Son, you have a condition.
No. Yeah, now, so the comic, these panels continue to go on and say they are meant to show not everyone needs a complicated story to be successful in comics. Plus, it has multiple separate story arcs.
Oh,
You don't
man.
see big shots doing that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, I have to.
little
I have to-
jab there, huh?
Yeah, and then he says, if you manage to get a full grasp, you have found stuff that was put there by me.
Well,
Okay,
yeah, I noticed that
I-
too. I was like, what the heck?
you know, I try my best to tell comic makers that we go over these comics, so they, listen to these. I'll probably do the same for Tent Fantoka. So, Tent, if you're listening to this, do me a favor.
Mhm.
Either stick with the series and read people's criticism, be it constructive or not, or please leave the comics form. No one wants you there. If you're not gonna make comics, don't make comics. Don't try. Because it's obviously failing.
No. Try that. Actually make a comic. This
Yeah,
isn't-
that's what I was gonna say. Don't even bother making a topic if it's not gonna have comics in it.
See,
And if you're gonna rant and try to degrade any comic makers within what's supposed to be a comic, but it's not, just a little rant.
wait a
then
minute.
Leave
Sorry, go
that
ahead.
somewhere else. Yeah, I'm done now.
Okay. Is this topic even allowed to exist? Like, isn't there something in the rules where you're not allowed to have, like, planning topics or something? You actually have to have a comic? Because this doesn't count as a comic. There is nothing that
Yes.
in this that counts as a comic. So this topic should be closed.
This is
Because
like-
everything in this introduction thing is something that should have been said in the introduction paragraph on this topic. He didn't need to put that in an image form. He literally only put that in a picture format to avoid getting the topic closed.
It's playing off a technicality, but
Yeah,
there's nothing here.
Kahi, we're gonna have to put you onto this.
Okay. Yes, I will be investigating this, and I will be doing whatever, what I usually do around this comic forum. But I just have to. This is the second time this guy's done this, and this just annoys me so much that he's not trying. I guess that's my biggest thing. I I can understand and sympathize, and I can talk with other people if he's been doing a comic and everybody just hates on, or maybe he did it very poorly, or maybe he just did it not to the best of his abilities, and everybody's piling on him. That shouldn't happen. No one, that shouldn't really, people shouldn't try to invest in criticism and constructive criticism, trying to get him better. But when you don't even try, and I guess not that he doesn't try, he acts so self-righteous about it. Like he always makes some little jab towards other comic makers. This one, it's the big challenge. And the last one, it was the challenge of the comic for what's it? I ship this. What's it?
Mm-hmm.
I forget what it was.
It was a comic series called I Ship It, and it was literally meant to be a shipping company, but it was also a pun on like relationship shipping.
Yeah.
Like hey, that character and that character from that TV show are gonna get together.
Una
And all
XLJ OTV. No, okay.
Wait, excuse me, what was that?
Nothing in the slightest.
That's what I thought! So, yeah. It was a comic series called I Ship It, and, it was based off the I Ship It banner fad on BZ.
Why did you say that with an Australian accent?
I don't know.
Oh,
I feel yeah.
Well,
But anyway, this comic was better than the one from How to Be a Bionicle Journalist. That's how bad How to Be a Bionicle Journalist is.
At least I Ship It had sprites and background.
Yeah.
right. And like entire wood pattern, but it was. I can't believe I'm saying this. It was better. I don't know. He created something that was so bad. It's worse than probably the worst comic ever made. And
you can't give it that title. It's not even a comic.
Yeah, I mean this is nothing like Bionicle Adventure comics whatsoever.
wow. LJ.
No. But
yeah, I guess I was gonna say something. Scott McCloud once defined comics as basically images and like pictorial images and words combined together to invoke like an emotional response in the reader. And I'm paraphrasing that. I don't know at the top of my head.
In that case, he's a great comic maker. He's invoking anger in an entire subform.
Well, he's not really combining images, like pictorial images. It is literally black boxes and white text. There is nothing else. Oh, red text. There's nothing else. And this entire infamy. What should we call this? I think before we have to set some ground rules. What do we call this? Is this not a comic? What do we call it?
An abomination.
Okay. All right. This abomination. It's.
I think this should be called a visual story.
It's not a story.
Like a visual.
It's not even visual though.
Story.
Okay.
It's exactly the same as typing it on the topic. It's just on a separate document now.
Okay, in that case, I think that's just what it should be. This is the first post.
Yeah. It's not a story. There's no characters. There's no dilemma. There's no conflict. There's no resolution. This isn't a story. This is, hey, this is what I'm going to do for my comic series, but apparently it's in my comics. Like, it's not even. Yeah, I'm losing my words here. I don't know how you can even.
It's like I could take my journal, right? Write a few sentences on it, take a picture of the journal, and call that a comic. That's basically what he just did here.
Yeah.
I'm referring to it as firstpost.png.
Yeah, I like it. But here's the thing: pretty much everyone except for two people, and I'm gonna call these people out: Reznaz and Saran. Everyone except for those two people agreed that this was a waste of time. Why is this a waste of time? Because it's going to die. He's not going to stick with it. Why is he not going to stick with it? Because as he said, Man, someone said something, and he said, "You're right. It's because I get all this bad criticism, man, and I don't want to keep making comics."
God.
Wow.
I swear, this wouldn't annoy me as much as it really does if he listened to the criticism. It's not like it's not like he's been making these and no one's given him any attention at all. He doesn't know how to change. No, everyone's given him attention. Everyone's given him advice how to make it better, and all he does is ignore it.
Yeah.
It's
He just
so
thinks-
annoying. That's aggravating.
And not only that, I have to complain about, like I said before, Uncle K and Shadow Kurok. First of all, comic topic, that's kind of out of the ordinary. But not only that, Uncle K's post, his entire thing is sort of basing off the opinion that Tent is trying to do his best, and he just gave out a poor piece of work that other people consider poor. It's like he actually put effort into something, and it's just, he hasn't had enough experience, and it's not that great enough yet, and everybody's like, bashing him because of it. But this is not the case.
Yeah.
Like, I especially hate it where he said, like, most introduction comics on this forum are glorified sentences anyways, maybe with a sprite or two talking. That is a very, very large difference. As a comic artist himself, Uncle K should realize, if you just have dialogue for your comic, adding pictures is what makes it a comic. You have dialogue, it's no longer a comic anymore. Like, if you just put in speech bubbles and maybe some captions or two, you don't put any art whatsoever, that's not a comic. That's just whatever this is called. I think that almost annoys me as much as this comic. In that, I know Uncle K's work. I respect him because he is not only an adult, he's a professional and he works in the area, and I can respect him. Yeah, I respect him. I respect his work. But I feel this is almost as bad as a jab as what Tent is making, in which he's saying, yes, Tent sprite comics are not even comics in themselves. They're like this, only a bit more glorified. With maybe, I don't know. It's that honestly does annoy me, and I've refrained from posting simply because of that. I don't want to get into a larger argument, and this already is, but I almost want to rant about it, like
It's
insanely over
I've
and over again.
refrained from posting because
I haven't posted either.
It's
It's
not getting anywhere. The dude's not gonna get it. He's gonna be persistent and just keep believing what he believes. I think everybody actually should, just let him be. He is really wasting time.
I think, what everyone needs to do is just look at this topic and just ignore it. If he's
Stop making his topic any more hotter.
don't give it any attention. I mean, if he's not going to try, even attempt to read any kind of criticism and be like, maybe they're right. Maybe I should try this out. He doesn't even attempt to try it. He's just completely written it off as like aimless bashing or whatever. Completely ignores it. There is no reason to give this guy any more attention.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
This guy is just so full of it, and it really insults people who put a lot of work and effort into comics. To see this guy who doesn't do any work whatsoever say, you don't see big shots doing that. Well, guess what, pal? Maybe if you went around the comic forum and read series like, Generic Quest, The Editorialist, even though there's more comedic, Dark 709's comics, all of his movies, Lava Side Rahi's comics.
Lava Side Rahi, yes.
Maybe if you went around and read those, LJ the Becoming, maybe if you went around and read those, maybe you'd see, it's good.
V3?
V3. Maybe if you went around and read good comic series that actually have plots, subplots, things that you say big shots don't do, maybe you could learn a thing or two
I don't
before
know. Maybe
you don't attempt to make this.
I have to say, even I'm not advertising myself here for once in the complete lifetime, but there is something in his comic he mentions. He says these comics are meant to show that not everyone needs a complicated story to be successful in comics. How? Nope. Alright, home.
Use your words.
Use your words, Kai Nuba.
Sibling ratio.
Con.
No Yeah, there are siblings all around.
Shut up.
Story comics are not popular on this forum. Like, popular people, popular successful comic makers on this forum, very few of them actually do like story work. It's not like it's rare, not like completely rare, like no one does it, but what do you mean they're meant to show that not only is a complicated story? That's already shown. Like, the entire forum is made of, like, mostly comedic authors. And they don't really do the whole subplot thing. They don't really have, like, this whole story or plot line going to it. That's taken for granted already. I don't know why you need to create something new to show everything that's completely obvious. It's almost like saying, this series is made to show that, you can have a good series with, or not having your series, like, you don't need to draw your series by hands, you can also use sprites. No freaking duh! That's the whole point of this entire forum. That's what everything, not the entire point of the forum, but it's like, it's taken for granted. Everybody already knows this. You do not need to bring this out and, like, give this as an example of something that everybody obviously already knows.
Yeah. And it's like, you try and, like, tell him this. He just ignores you, and then he'll add, like, another comment, like, oh, you don't see the big shots doing that. He just adds these insulting comments.
That's really
it's like,
insulting.
we give him, like, that we try to help him, but then he, like, slaps you in the face back after that. It's just, how much of a jerk can you be? Like, are you completely oblivious to what everyone's trying to say, or are you, like, I don't know what's going through this guy's mind, honestly. It's quite aggravating, though.
It is. I think it's made even more aggravating. What are Uncle K and Shadow Kurek doing here exactly?
Yeah,
they come out completely. They don't comment on any other of the. Come on, better comic series. I don't see anyone, any of them going or commenting anything. I guess that's fine. You can post wherever you want, but then to come in defense of this and to act like this is a noble quest, and I can't believe people are being persecuted here. You just everybody needs to back off. Let him do his thing, and he'll improve eventually. I don't believe at this point when you put something out this poor, especially since Matoka has made comics before, like actual comics. They're nowhere near good, to be completely honest. They're nowhere near good by any stretch of imagination.
I'm gonna make him a fan comic.
But like, at least you could actually say, oh, okay, he'll improve eventually. And just keep working on, do whatever you want. This is just, I don't get why like all these honestly big names suddenly come into the comics forum in defense of like the worst thing you could ever come in defense of. I don't get this.
It would be different, like, if they were actually active amongst the forum, and that they actually, they criticized other comics, they read through other comics, they gave advice on other comics, yada yada. It would be different then. But no, it's like they don't bother looking at, they probably do, they probably read other comics, right? But, I mean, it's like they come here to defend this guy acting like they know what they're talking about. I'm sure, they probably know what they're talking about to a certain degree, but it's like, why? Like,
yeah.
I don't see a point in it. There's, obviously, this guy's not listening. He's not putting any effort. So why are you defending them?
Right,
why are you wasting your time on a guy who is just wasting his time? It's just a big...
yeah.
I mean, to be even more honest on this one, Uncle K's post, I mean, it's a lot of subtext is like, Sprite comics are not real comics. You guys don't have any right to say this isn't a real comic when your Sprite comics aren't, you're not even real comics in and of itself, which is a completely other, new debate that it's been going on forever. But I mean, it's completely blatant. He even says, if I may not find Sprite comics real comics, I'm not going to have the audacity to profess that opinion as truth.
Wow, just wow.
Yeah, but that's
as fun as it is to define art. As fun as it is to define art, this is a visual story defined in panels. It is quite traditional, and obviously just as much a comic as your Sprite and boxes.
But
where is the logic?
There is no logic. There's no picture here. There's no image.
There's nothing, and it's like it's another blatant jab against like you guys. You guys aren't actual comic makers. You have no right that gets me like that makes me so mad when,
that's so
anyone says
stupid.
that. That
To
is
say-
the most stupid argument
To
ever.
say that we are not to say that Sprite comic makers are not real comic makers is to say that Homestuck thing that I don't really know or like. That's like saying that is not a comic series. And I know it's an online comic series, but I also know that it's made using the same program that most Sprite comic makers use to make their comics.
Well, I can bridge the connection. It's like saying like a Jackson Pollock painting is not art because like he's the kind of more abstract like splashing paint on a thing. It's like saying that's not art. That is art. I mean, it might not be to you, but it's art. It's still art. Sprite comics are comics. Maybe if it's not to you, it's a comic. But this is nothing though.
I guess
There's no art in here. Like he didn't do anything.
There has to come a point where you're like, I'm not saying that. Okay, honestly,
This is-
my definition of art. Everything outside of stuff used for survival or reproductive means is.
Wait, what?
What are we talking? Okay, no. This is the comic maker spotlight.
No, sorry. Let me finish. I'm
This
saying
is
that
not the comic that
my
VZ Power
definition of art-
needs or deserves.
My definition of art is very large. I guess there's a difference between saying something is not art, because art can be defined as so many different things. But I feel like if you're gonna say something is a comic, there has to be certain criteria. Same thing with like a movie, alright? Like if you have just a title screen and just put it on there for the amount of time, how technically I guess you could say it's in the theater, it's playing on the projector, it's on there, it's on for 2 hours and 15 minutes, it's a movie. But no, it's not. I don't care how much you put it. It's not a movie. Even though there are frames moving in, your frames going in and out, it's just I don't think you can call that a movie. And the same thing with this, I don't think you can. There's certain criteria you need to make this a comic. They're basic criteria, and this fails on that aspect.
It just does not match it.
Like that's why we segregate art, because there's different genres and people do different things for each one, and to say this belongs to this genre, you have to have these certain things inside it. This doesn't have any of the things belonging to a comic.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, wrapping it up though.
Yes.
Very quickly, Reznaz made a post saying that he did not see anyone in this topic who has their heart set on helping him besides Saran and another comic maker whose name I can't pronounce.
Oh my god.
Hang on. I can take care of this. And I replied saying that I literally said, please tell me you're joking, because that was not funny.
Yeah.
And I said that don't write off every post that doesn't have 100 out of 10. Keep up the great work as hate.
Yeah.
And he was just saying if you're really trying to help him, do so with respect and kindness. And he said if you were in Tent's position, would you continue making comics a lot? With like the very rude, with what people consider rude posts and fed up posts. And that thing is, yes. I said yes. I would continue making comics because people would just be telling me how. They'd be giving me advice. They'd be, if I was doing a bad job, I don't care how harsh it was, they'd be giving me advice. And I offered him to come to my comic series and do that. He didn't. And, I said, listen, pal, this life isn't gonna be all nice and happy. Not everyone's gonna, be all, man, that was great in life. And that's where, Uncle Kreka comes in and he starts tearing me to shreds and starts saying, oh, well, guess what? Just because life is going to be like this doesn't mean you have to jump at the chance to be mean and blunt. Well, when he does this over 3 times,
Exactly.
I want to see you try and stop me.
Exactly. It's not like we were being harsh and blunt to him to begin with. People were actually being nice and giving him right advice from the very beginning. He ignored it. What else can we do?
There's a point. I think there's a point here where he's obviously not trying to improve. You can tell his heart's not, especially since his last comic series was exactly like this. And people came in and they're like, and they gave him, it's just really simple advice. Actually make a comic. like just actually put some sprites
Yeah.
in, or hand drawn stuff in, whatever. That's a pictorial evidence of that. And not only does he not follow that, he actually detracts from it. He actually makes his next comic devoid of any of the advice that we gave him. And like, he made it even less, containing sprites or containing backgrounds or containing anything. Those are very loose terms that we gave him to begin with. And he just ignored that. I don't know, it's just, at some point, you are gonna have to stop pretending, phone ringing. You're gonna have to stop pretending that, everybody actually wants to do something. You have to start doing that, like, everybody is just honestly trying to work here, and there's some people that need either a very blunt truth or just need to stop.
Yeah, I mean, at least draw stick figures or something.
Something, yeah.
You need the very most minimal effort to make this a comic, but he's not doing it.
I rarely say this. I don't know, rarely. I say this a lot in private. But on an episode, I would not be the slightest bit inconvenienced or even, dismayed or whatever if he just, like LD was saying, Resna's like, if you were in Tent's position where you continue to make comics, if Tent never makes a comic again, I can live out the rest of my life in complete and total happiness. Alright, I believe at this point, you have blown all your chances, Bucko. If you're not going to shape up, stop doing stuff. Like, please get out and move on. You're obviously not putting any effort. You're obviously not trying to make this, even the remotest. I'm out of words. But effort, put some in. You're
Well,
I'm
wrap it.
I'm infuriated right now. You have to
It's
clear
okay,
this
it's
up.
okay.
I am.
Alright,
I'm just.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, but to wrap it up, the story, non-existent. The graphics, non-existent. Quality, non-existent. My advice to you, Ten Fantoka, either take people's advice or get out of the form. My advice to listeners, don't read this series whatsoever. We have literally covered everything there is to it. Don't bother posting. Don't go check it out. We will post a link in the description if you're curious enough to have your eyes bleed. But don't
No,
pay
no,
it
no.
any mind.
Eyes bleed means it has horrible graphics. This has none.
Okay,
This has
okay,
no
okay.
graphics.
If you
You
want,
can't-
if
your eyes can't
you want
bleed.
your eyes to fall asleep because they have nothing to look at, go read those comics.
There
But
we go.
otherwise, don't bother posting. It's not worth your time.
Please don't post. Oh
Yeah.
my god, don't give him any attention, I swear.
I will. I'm making
No.
him a fan comic.
Oh my man. Anyway, that's the comic makers. Wait a second. Star, what is your opinion on all this?
This comic, I've never even made a sprite comic in my life, and this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's nothing there but a black background and text. I mean, and one of his posts he had here, let me just get that up. He says something along the lines of, it's going to take time, but due to lack of a topic provided, I can take as long as I need. That just sounds so arrogant, especially for someone who hasn't really done anything. And from what I've heard is, he's not doing anything. He's not taking any of the constructive criticism. He doesn't even have sprites or any images on his whole comic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a very good point. He is being very arrogant about this. But yeah, alright, thank you. But yeah, that's the comic maker spotlight.
Hurrah.
Spotlight. More like, I don't know. Forget that.
It's a comic rant. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, next time it'll be an actual comic maker review.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That was a pretty good review.
Oh yeah, that lasted quite long. Wow.
Yeah, well, we got it out of our system.
I quite enjoyed this episode, though. It's one of our better.
Some great discussion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, sorry, iPenguin, not as 20 minutes as you'd like, but oh well.
Yeah, not even close.
Let's see. Hold up. I gotta upload this fan comic.
Oh, here we go.
Oh gosh.
Should put it in the link of TTV or something in the
Mhm.
description.
But yeah. Thank you all for listening, if you did. Hopefully, you did. We appreciate your viewership and your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. And be sure to rate.
Yeah,
It's much
5
appreciated.
stars.
Yeah, 5 stars.
My God.
The code is mangosteen.
The code. Anyway,
If you got to this
Yeah.
point, say mangosteen in the chat.
yes. But no. Thank you for all for listening. I'm messing up.
I'm Varderan.
I'm LJ.
I'm Kahi.
I'm Venom.
And I'm Starparu.
This was TTV episode 40. Thank you all for listening, and bye.